Today we're going to be building a web app that we're going to be using to verify leads, not just leads, but the emails of those particular leads. Maybe you're a lead generator or customer care representative, and maybe you are trying to handle an outreach engagement for a company. You want to ensure that you are getting their correct details, right? You want to ensure that you are using their active emails. You want to ensure that when you send your emails, you're not wasting your credit. So that's the reason you need to verify all these emails before you start your outreach, so that you're not engaged in wasted effort. So that's the reason this app is pretty much something that you need to do in your outreach. So we're going to use Lovable to actually simply develop it. But before we do that, I just quickly want to explain the requirements of this app. The first thing is the raw prompt. But in this case, what we're going to do after writing your raw prompt, we're going to give the raw prompt you've written to ChatGPT to refine it for you, to include all those other details that you feel the app should have. So the second thing is that you are going to have an API. An API is what the app will use to actually help verify these emails. What is going to happen at the back end is that this app is going to go to the domain that is associated with those emails and find out if those emails are still active with the domain. And if they're active with the domain, that means they're legit. And if you send email to them, your emails will not bounce back, right? So that's what the API will help do. So you're going to create your API from any LLM model. For this project, we're going to be using Gemini 2.5 API. And then the third thing is that this is optional. It is either you save your code in your local machine or you push it to GitHub. In our own case, we're going to be pushing it to GitHub and save it right there. If you don't have an account with GitHub, you can go ahead and open one. Right now, it is free and you can store your code there forever. So, and then the last thing is that the free hosting site that we're going to be using is Vercel. Of course, we have Netlify. You can use Netlify. It's as good as Vercel. And then over here, you can see the prompt. I already generated the prompt with my raw prompt. I gave my raw prompt to ChatGPT to help me refine it, and it refined it to this prompt that we have right here. And then one last thing is that this is the UI I've already designed. This is how I want the app interface to look like. Over here, I have the logo. Here, I have the name of the app. And over here is a large text field. That is where you can manually input the email, or you can go ahead and click on this upload tab here to upload from your CSV file or from Excel sheet. And this clear button here is when you click on it, it's going to clear everything on the screen. And then over here, you have the button that you're going to click. Once you're done uploading your files here, you click on this Verifier and it goes ahead to verify the emails for you. And then once the verification is done, it is going to actually populate it into a CSV file, which I will then download. Let's go back to Lovable interface. I'm going to copy this prompt and give it to Lovable. Lovable is right here. Okay. So, and the interface is very simple. Once I put this prompt now, I will show you around the interface. Okay, so I'm going to drop the prompt right here. And then I'm going to upload that UI I showed you. Use the UI I uploaded to design exact interface and features. And for external deployment, I will make API available for you to insert. Let me know when you are ready to insert it. I'm going to now click on this button to start. Okay, so now it has started building. So while it is building, I'm going to be showing you the interface. Over here, once it is done, it's going to show you the UI of the app right here. Then over here, this is where you can actually see the cloud functionality of Lovable. Then over here, you can change the aesthetic of the website, how it looks, the UI. You can change it right here. That's where we have the design. And then this one here is the code base. If you click on this tab right here, it takes you to where you have the code files. And then over here, you're going to see the analytics. That's after you deploy or publish your site on their platform, you're going to be seeing the statistics of how your site is performing right here. And then over here, you can click on this particular one here to hide the sidebar up here. And here, if you want to revert back to a version of your app, you can actually see the versions of your app. In case maybe there's an error in a particular version, you want to go back, restore the older version, you can do that. Then up here, you can click on this button to upgrade, right? In case you want to upgrade to the paid version, you can do that. And This button here, as you can see, publish button, if you click on it, you can publish your app. And then if you click on here, you will see the settings where you can actually set up other features or functionality. You can see setting here. You can rename your project right here. And then if you want to contact the support team over here, you can do that. Here, you can see the appearance of your app or of the interface of Lovable. You can see essentially what I showed it. Now, compare this interface to what I showed you earlier. You can see almost the same. It's just a slight difference. So now let's go ahead and test it. Upload a file. There's a contact here. It contains emails and names. So now you can see everything is populated into the text field. Okay, so I'm now going to click on verify. Let's see what happens. You can see right here, only one is inactive, right? You can see that's the one inactive here. I intentionally included this particular one. You can see it's in my name, right? And this particular email was the email I used in my former domain, has been inactive for over 6 months now, so I intentionally included it to see if it's going to single it out as the one that is inactive. And then you can see it singled it out. So that's to let you know that everything is working perfectly. So now we can deploy it. But before deployment, I'm going to ask it, can I give you the API now? Yes, before you share your API detail, I should mention that API keys for email verification service are private. So I'll say yes. Enable Lovable Cloud first. Then I'll give you the API. I am using Gemini API. I will give you the API once you are ready. Yeah, you can see now it's giving me where to insert the API so that you won't see it, right? So I'm just simply going to go to Google API Studio and then I'll create a new API. And I'm going to drop it right here. So and then I'll submit. Okay, beautiful. Now it says the Gemini API is now integrated. So what we're going to do now, we're going to deploy it to GitHub. I'll go to setting here and I'll come to where you have GitHub, right? See GitHub here. So I'm going to connect GitHub. I'm going to click continue and I'll click on connect, transfer anyway. Now it's transfer all my codes to GitHub. So let's go to GitHub. Okay, my GitHub here. So I'll come up here where I have this my profile picture. Then I'll click on repositories. I'll open that so you can see the repo right here. So I'm going to click on it to open it. You can see my code base right here. We're going to now host this code base on Vercel. I'm going to click on add new project. And over here, it's going to go automatically into the list of my repo in GitHub because GitHub has already been connected, right? So the first thing you do before you deploy your app on Vercel is to actually connect your Vercel account to GitHub. But once you connect it and you give it authentication, it's essentially going to show everything in your GitHub once you open it up in your Vercel account. So you can see the one we just created, Email Verifier Pro. Okay, so I'm going to import it. And once I import, I now deploy. So I'll click on import and then I'll click on deploy. Okay, so it's done now. And so I'm going to click on continue to dashboard. So that's it. This is my domain right here. Now the app is live on Vercel. So for you to access it, I need to copy this URL, right? Or I just simply click on it. And let's go ahead and test it. So I'm going to upload the same file we uploaded the other time when we were testing it. You can see that email I told you of is what I left here. Let's see whether it will still capture the email. I'm going to click on verify. Okay, now it is done. So it verified 9 emails and 8 are active, 1 inactive. You can see that the one that is inactive is the one that I input right here manually. So you can see here, it still got it correctly. Beautiful. So you can see we've been able to build an email verifier that you can use to verify your bunch of emails, right? Maybe you're a lead generator, you've generated thousands of emails. You cannot just start sending to those emails addresses. You need to verify them whether they are still active or not. So you can see, you can build it yourself. And if you can't, you can reach out to me. And if you have any difficulties while you are trying this out on your own, just let me know. And I'm going to help you fix it, right? So that is just what I have for you today. I hope you've got some values. If you did, go ahead and share with someone and then put your comment down below. And I'll do where to respond because I take time to respond to every comment. Thank you very much and see you in the next video. Bye.